Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 273. Oh my goodness, it's early this morning. Holy smokes, artichokes. I am doing this YouTube very early. Nobody's here yet. I even have coffee, which I actually gave up last year. But it's really not coffee, I have to be honest. I mean, it is coffee, but by the time I add all my flavored sweeteners and my creamer and my equal, the coffee is pretty much gone, and it's just a little cup of hazelnut happiness. But it's so early, I needed something to get me woohoo. I'm gonna put that over there. So why am I here so early? Because I've got a meeting with a manufacturer, a vendor meeting today. Somebody we do not have in our store. I can't tell you who it is yet because I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, but I am so excited. My heart is like boom, 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 boom. With the thought of being able to have this product in my store. So I don't know how things are gonna go yet. So I'm going to reserve saying if they're coming or not, if they're going to be here at Scrapbooking Made Simple or not. But stay tuned, fingers, toes crossed, and I'm looking forward to a really great meeting with them. Now, before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out, an enormous shout out to all of you who placed orders last week during YouTube number 272. The morning after, or the morning I did the YouTube was the morning after the borderline shooting in Thousand Oaks, which actually took 13 lives, but 12 of them were very innocent and had nothing anyway. I said that we would be donating a portion of the SMS profits, the profits that the store makes, to the Borderline Victims Fund for the families and the friends of these people who have lost their life so tragically. And you all showed up. You showed up and you supported. And I read those emails. I read one of them where they spent more than what their allocated budget is for the month because they knew it was going for a good cause. And somebody else said, we got another email that said, just round my order up to $100 and donate the rest. I cannot thank you enough for understanding that this community in Thousand Oaks is part of my community. I know these people. We have so many customers that come from Thousand Oaks. And yes, for a while it was very scary because we did have a customer who had a child at the bar at the time the shooting happened. And for a while there was a lot of holding of breath and praying, a lot of praying. And then almost the very next day, there was these terrible fires in Thousand Oaks, in Agora Hills, in Calabasas, in Malibu. It was just awful. And unfortunately, one of our former staff members, an SMS girl, that if I told you her name, you would know who it is. She left us to go move in with her fiance and his parents and grandparents in the hills of Malibu, back in the hills, and they lost their home. They lost their home. Just breaks my heart. But everybody is safe. It's just been one thing after another. So it just reaffirms and makes me believe even more that we just have to be good people. If we are good people, if we are good humans, then what we put out there, other people will learn from and other people will see, and maybe it will inspire them to be good people too. And we need to help each other. I know I preach a lot, I'm sorry, but I just believe it. If we can't help each other, then what are we here for if we can't be here for each other? And those 12 people who lost their lives and the one person who took his life after taking those 12, I don't condone what he did. I don't try to understand it or justify it. I just know that he had to have been hurting too. He was a veteran. He had to have been hurting too. And so anyway, we're just gonna have to be better and show those, our children and our children's children what it's like to be a good person. And if we do that, then we can't ask for anything more. Now, today I've got the next collection of Simply Defined. It's a baby collection. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it Kind of like I was nervous about my Halloween collection. And there's a reason why I did a baby collection, but it's dies and stamps and a hot foil. So I'm going to be playing with my Big Shot machine and my Go Press and Foil machine. I've got something very, very special from Tombow that they did just for scrapbooking made simple, because it turns out I'm a creature of habit. I'll explain that to you. We've got a Black Friday, Saturday sale coming up. There'll be a YouTube about that and sneak peeks of everything's coming up. But if you like deals for $1, including Tim Holtz and Hunky Dory and a whole bunch of other stuff, well, you're going to want to be part of our Black Friday, Black Saturday sale, either in store or online. It's like dollar days here at Scrapbooking Made Simple for Black Friday, Black Saturday. I have got winner chicken dinner to talk about, so I think I'm going to do that first, and then I will tell you a little bit more about the collection and we will get started. Are we ready? Okay, so last YouTube was the YouTube on the Impresslets from Sizzix, which really are cut and emboss folders. Lovely cut and emboss folders, but they call them Impresslets. We have 2 winners, and do you want to know if you're one of them? Let's see what you've won. Oh, you've won my foam adhesive sheets. You've won some Jelly Bean sequins and a Sizzix Impresslet. So you're going to be able to make those shaker cards. The minute this package, your goodies arrive to you, you're going to be able to start making shaker cards. Woohoo! All right. Yes, the coffee has kicked in just a little bit. Okay, so we've got 2 winner chicken dinners. We always give 2 prizes away at each YouTube. How do you have a chance to become a winner chicken dinner? You must subscribe to our channel. We just hit over 70,000. My kids keep pushing for 100,000 YouTube subscribers, because then I get this little icon or something from YouTube. I don't know, but it's all important to them. So, so you have to subscribe to us, which means you have to have a YouTube username and login. And then you find Scrapbooking Made Simple, hit the subscribe button, and then you can post a comment. When you post a comment, please keep it nice. We'll approve it, and then we will have our software pick 2 random winners. And congratulations to both of these ladies, because they're our new winner chicken dinner for this week. All right, so our first one is Barbara. Is it Barbara Troyle? Barbara, is that you? Is it Troyle? I can't see if that's a Y or an X. I'm guessing it's a Y. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing? Are you so excited? I know I'm excited for you. So, you're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Barbara, but you are not alone, because we always do 2 winner chicken dinners. Our next winner is Cindy Rom. Hello, Cindy, is that you? Do you see your name? Congratulations to you, because you're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. What a great way to start the day. Giving things away, making people happy. That's a really, really good way to start the day. All right, Cindy and Barbara, what do you have to do to claim your prizes? You have to go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says winner chicken dinner. Click on that link, follow the directions. We will indeed confirm that you are our winner chicken dinners, and then get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. And for all of you that have won prizes and have sent back thank you cards, I don't know if any of you watch Instagram, but anytime we get a card in the mail, we post it on Instagram. So even if you're not a member of Instagram, even if you don't do Instagram, go over and take a look, because you can see some of the wonderful cards we've received in from customers as thank yous, or just thinking of you, or sending us prayers, or happy birthdays, or whatever, just becauses. So if you're on Instagram, or even if you're not, you can go over to Instagram and find Scrapbooking Made Simple, and then you can see some of what's happening in the store and the cards that we receive in from customers. Now, the baby line. Oh, well, it's kind of baby, kind of child, but there's parts of it that can be used for anything. I tried to keep it a little generic-y, kind of, sort of, but not really. And I think most of you know that I have 2 sons. They are 16 and 17 years old. They are 14 months apart. I don't know what we were thinking, but they are 14 months apart. And what you all don't know is that I had extremely high-risk pregnancies, really high-risk pregnancies, to where with One of them I was on a PICC line, which is a line that's inserted into your vein, and it is a IV. It's almost like it's a direct IV. I was on a PICC line for 6 months and in bed rest. I had a ruptured esophagus and internal bleeding with the other one. I don't know. I just didn't do pregnancy well. Let me tell you, just really quickly. We had this neighbor, God bless her pea-picking heart, Sue and Brad, and they are just the most lovely people. And Sue is taller and thin, and she had 5 kids, and we were pregnant at the same time. And Sue would be out there jogging on the street because we lived in suburbia with track housing, and she's just jogging on the street with her little baby bump, and I am literally with Michael. I'm in my bathrobe and in some old sweats with my IV line, with my PICC line. Literally, Michael is taking me just out of the house for just a few minutes, walking up and down the streets just so I could get some fresh air. So I don't know, my body just does not do pregnancy well, which is why we stopped at 2. The doctors said no more. So we listened to the doctors and no more. Now, the kids, they were born healthy. James, however, was a month early. So I had James, my eldest, I went into labor 2 days before my baby shower. And then I had him the day before my baby shower. So we had to call everybody and say, nope, sorry, no baby shower. Baby's here. And Michael and I, being it was our first child, we hadn't gone out and bought anything. Nothing. We were going to wait for the baby shower and then see what we needed and then go out and get it. So people who were flying in, his family was flying in, and so all of that had to get canceled. And then James came a month early, and literally the morning after he was born at like 7:30 at night. The very next day, my husband, Michael, Mr. SMS, had to go to Babies R Us by himself. I think he went with my niece Shannon, and buy everything that they thought that we needed. Now, sending a man into Babies R Us, he bought 3 of everything he saw in every aisle, just in case. Oh my gosh. When we finally had a chance to sort through it, my mom and I, we had to take back more than what we kept. But the boys were healthy. They were just really hard on me. And so I kind of missed out on some of the things that happen when a baby is when you're expecting a baby, because it was such difficult pregnancies. So I thought, now that they're older and going through some of the pictures that we were able to save from the fire, that this would be a good time to maybe try and do a baby collection. And that is what we've done. So the collection is just called Welcome. And now that my boys are 16 and 17, and I looked back on some of those pictures that we got out from the fire, my heart it was happy and sad all at the same time, because they're such amazing young men, but they're not babies anymore. They're not my little guys anymore. So anyway, I have got that. We're going to start for today. We're going to start super easy, so that if you're a newbie crafter, if you're somebody who's just thinking about getting into crafting, I'm going to show you what you can do just to start. And then we're going to get progressively a little bit more technique-y. And the idea is that even if you are an altered art artist or mixed media or scrapbooker or card maker, what I try to show you in these YouTubes is how to use the product, so then you can take it and interpret it in your own way in the crafting that you do. Because it's all important. Doesn't matter what kind of crafting you do. Everything, all of it is worthwhile and important. And if I can show you how to use some of these things in the way you interpret your hobby, well, then that just gives you another avenue to be creative and to be successful, because you can do this. So even as a newbie crafter, what I'm going to show you, you can do from the get-go. I promise you. I have faith and believe in your abilities. And as you walk through your crafting experience, you'll learn to build that confidence. And the first time you give somebody something that you've made and you see their eyes light up and sparkle and they're just blown away that you took the time to make something for them, regardless of your crafting level, money cannot buy that. Really, it cannot. So, all right, I'm going to tilt on down. I'm going to get started for today. I want to show you the make and take that we've got going on downstairs, and then we're going to get started. All right, down we go. Bye, everybody. Okay, so yes, there is a Black Friday sale here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and yes, there'll be some countdowns to it. So if you're not part of our email newsletter, you may want to do that by going to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, go to the bottom of the page and sign up for our email newsletter. I'll do countdowns, and okay, here we go. So this is what they're making downstairs. And as you can see, the stars are foiled with our Go Press and Foil machine. And we've got the little sentiment here, the stamp sentiment, which is twinkle, twinkle, little star, we made a wish, and here you are. So that's one of the sentiments that's on our stamp set for Simply Defined. Super cute, right? And then they did this one as well. Again with the stars, only in silver foil. Bring it on down so you can see it. And with the congratulations. So you can already tell the stars are not necessarily baby-ish. So they can be used for just about anything, from congratulations to graduation cards, to birthday, to toddler. But we made them into a little baby card just by the sentiment that we used. All right, so where are we gonna start? Well, first things first, I wanna show you Tombow. I said that we had something very special from Tombow, and we do. And actually there's a blender pin right here. It seems that I am a creature of habit here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and I tend to go and run and get the same Tombow markers almost every time I YouTube. So Tombow, Tombow said, what if we did a custom set just for Scrapbooking Made Simple? Now, the funny thing is, these markers, the ones that I generally go to, are not in any current existing Tombow set. So if you've been buying the Tombow sets, the brights and the primaries and the pastels and the galaxies, none of these markers are in any of those sets. They have a whole range of markers that aren't in any set, and this is one of them. So they put together a very custom set for me, made exclusively for Scrapbooking Made Simple. I do believe that this is the very first time Tombow has ever done anything like this for a retailer, and I cannot thank Tombow and Greg enough. Greg spearheaded this, he got behind it, he pushed it through, and he made it happen. And that way, I can just have my colors. And it seemed like a good idea since they weren't in any pack anyway. So if all you've ever bought was Tombows by the pack, please know you're not going to have any of these colors. You're not going to be repeating them. So I was really, really excited. So I'm going to be playing with these today, and I've got some water and a paintbrush. And I think that the first place that I am going to start is just by making a background for my die. I'm going to be using, to start with, my little girl dress die. So you've got her little dress, you've got some flowers that you can then pop up, and the bow that will lay and pop up, and then you've got a sentiment that says sugar and spice and everything nice, which is separate, so you can use that all on its own. You can use the flowers and the bow on their own. But my dies tend to be very, very intricate, and I like super thin lines. So I like them, the actual cut, I like my lines to be as thin as possible. And there is some parameters that I have to stay in, but we push the boundaries a little bit. So when you cut this die, this entire dress is going to come out as an outline. But then how do you color it? Or do you just do it in a solid? I want to show you an easy peasy way so that if you've got dies and you want to color them, they're border or outline dies, and you want to color them, how to do it quick and fast and simple. And what looks like a hot mess here is going to look amazing when we die cut. So I'm going to start with my yellow because you all know me and I like my yellow. It seems to be my good base. I always start with a yellow. I don't know why. Well, maybe because the yellows can go with the blues and the greens, and yellows can also go with the reds and the oranges. So it's a nice foundation. Now this is, again, my Tombow marker. It has a brush tip on one side and a bullet tip on the other. So the brush tip will let you do beautiful sweeping lines. You can do super fine lines with it. And the key thing about Tombows is that they're meant to be blended. They're meant to be used with water, or they're blender pen. You can certainly use them just as a marker and color in, but you're missing kind of the point of the Tombow marker. You absolutely could do that and just color with them. But there's so much more. Now the bullet lets you easily write with it, or fill in as an oops. It's a good oops pin because Tombow markers also let you stamp with them. You're able to take a stamp and color your stamp with the edge of your marker and then stamp down. So they do move with water. Sorry guys, it's early. They do move with water, so I like to palette paint. So I have put yellow right here, and I'm going to add some water to it. I don't know if you can see it down there. And the more water you add to it, the lighter your color. So let's say I add a lot of water to it. Tons and tons of water. I'm gonna get a super light yellow color. But then I add in a little more color and I'm going to darken up just a little bit. So now I've darkened up just a little bit. And now I'm going to use almost no water and I'm going to be even darker. So Tombows are nice because they let you decide what saturation you want. The tone and the hue it's all the same because it's the same marker. It's a matter of how much saturation, and I probably could even get it a little bit darker by even using less water. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get enough on there. So now I'm basically just painting straight with the marker. And it's even darker, but see, less water, so harder to move around. And then the marker straight out of the straight out is almost an orange, but once you use it with your water, you're going to see that it's far more yellow. It just depends upon what you need. So Tombows move well and are meant to blend. I'm going to bring over another. Let's make sure my dress fits. Oh, fits that way. Works for me. So let's play with it a little bit and let's just make a background. Tombow markers are relatively inexpensive and they last just about forever. And again, I'm very thankful that they went ahead and did a set just for me because I do go to the same colors again and again and again. Okay, so then I'm going to add maybe some pink. And I'm just scribbling right on my craft mat. So anything that's non-porous is what you can scribble on. Anything that's non-porous. And I'm going to put that pink kind of into that yellow. And let's add some more yellow down here. Maybe make that yellow a little bit more vibrant. Now I'm going to kind of mix my pinks and my yellows. And I'm just making a background. like a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. I'm good with that because I know that when we're done with it, it's going to be beautiful. Do I want a little bit more yellow? So if I had packaging, I could actually take this and scribble. It's whatever you have handy. I could take this and scribble my yellow on there and add some water, and you could make the top of your case into a palette. It's anything that is going to be non-porous that's going to let you make a palette. Okay, I think that's good. So that's what I've done. Doesn't look like much there, but then I'm going to take my die. And some of you may be thinking, oh yeah, I would throw this away. I would just let it go. But for you who are new, wait, watch. Take my die. Maybe I can fit it this way. Well, we'll go this way. Take my die. I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. This is a die cutting machine. It is made by Ellison, who makes the Sizzix brand of product. I'm going to be using my small multi-purpose platform with it. Your machine will have come with the large multi-purpose platform. The small one is an added buy. You don't get it with your machine, but I like it better only because about 90 to 95% of all dies fit on this. The larger one, it's bigger. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but let me tell you, it comes with the machine and you're gonna be able to do everything I do today with that larger platform. So this is, I wanna say $29.99. Don't buy it if you don't need it. It's a want, not a need. You already have one that's going to work. Instead, you need this. This is a precision base plate. So if you're going to do intricate dies, so almost any of my dies are intricate. Lots of manufacturers have very intricate dies. If you're going to do intricate dies, you need this precision base plate because this is what allows you to cut the die with all that fine detail down in those roses without you going, because every time you try to cut, it doesn't cut all the way through. Precision base plate, very important. I'd rather see you get a precision base plate than the smaller platform because you can use this precision base plate with the larger platform that comes with your machine. Now, the thing about a precision base plate, if you can read the directions, if you're about to cut with your die and you can read the directions, stop! You're doing it wrong. I need you to flip it over. Whether it has the chrome finish or one of the black finishes, because this is version 3 of precision base plate, doesn't matter. If you can read the directions, stop. I need you to turn it over. And for those of you who have never seen die cutting before, well, you're in for a treat. This little piece of metal is called a wafer die, and it has ridges on one side. And these ridges are going to be pushed into this paper and go under a roller that's in the machine, and it's going to cut this shape out. It is a little bit of pure magic. Put my cut plate on top, and I'm gonna send it on through, and I'm gonna roll. And then because it is an intricate die, I am gonna do a kind of a rotate and send back. That way, when I send it through the first time, the roller hits the die in a certain way. If I just keep going back and forth and I don't rotate the die, the roller's still hitting the die in the exact same way, and everybody's machine has a sweet spot. And it doesn't matter if your machine's a Cuttlebug or a Platinum 6 or a Big Shot or a Big Kick. Every die cutting machine has a sweet spot, and you don't know where that sweet spot is until you really play with it. So if you send your die through and then you rotate it, when you send it back, the roller's going to hit the die in a new and unique way. thereby hopefully cutting everything that you need. So I turn it over. So I can see if it's cut. Now let's say it hadn't cut over here very well. Let's just say I haven't taken it out yet. I could put it right back on in and send it through one more time just to be sure it cut that area. You haven't taken it out yet. Now mine cut fine the first time, but just to show you. So I'm gonna put this over here. And I'm gonna pull it out. And again, it's a little intricate. And wet. So now let's get all my bits and pieces. See, that's kind of nice when a die does that. And all your little bits and pieces just kind of fall right on out. And that's the beauty of that precision base plate. If you're trying to do a die that is intricate and that's not happening, and you're having to sit there and fussy cut all these little beautiful pieces out, then you're going to love having a precision base plate. Okay, so I've got the majority of them out. So remember, I took that yucky piece of paper, this one, that didn't look like much. Oh, these didn't come out yet. And then I cut it. And how cute is that? Now, why didn't I cut it first and then color it? Do you see how fine these lines are? The little Peter Pan collar and the little roses. If you cut it first and then try to ink it, you may end up tearing it, and ultimately you want that random look, and you're going to be less random once it's cut. So give yourself the opportunity to just make a very simple background. There was nothing special about that background. Let's get some of these out. There was nothing special about the background. It was just my Tombow markers put on paper, white paper, to make a beautiful background. So let me grab another piece of paper. I'll feel like 80 pound. I think I grabbed 80 pound versus 100 pound. And my paintbrush is right here. And heck, even the packaging. I'll use that as my palette on the back. So let's say I have my yellow piece of plastic. So do you have Reynolds wrap? Do you have plastic wrap? What do you have? You have an old shopping bag? Whatever do you have a cut plate from your Sizzix or your die cutting machine? Get that wet, make a paint out of it, and depending on how much water you use, that's going to determine your color of the paint, the saturation. And then let's throw in maybe a little bit of blue. And let's get this wet. And let's just put a little bit of blue on there. And then let's maybe mix some of my blue to make kind of a green. So you can see the colors, they mix into themselves beautifully. Tombows are meant to do that. People also use Tombows an awful lot for hand lettering. And I know that Tombow has really great Instagram on hand lettering. Okay, let's see if my dress is big enough, if I've made a big enough background. I think that's close enough. I'm just going to wipe this off. Comes right off. And let's roll it through. Bring my machine right back on over. I want with my ridges on my die face down so that it bites into the precision base plate. I'm going to roll, roll, roll. And then I'm going to turn, turn, turn. Bring it on back. Turn it over. See if I can see that it's cut everywhere. I can see all the cut lines. If you can't see all the cut lines, put it back and roll it one more time. And again, kind of a hot mess. Didn't look like much of anything. And then let's pull it out. Super fine lines. I get in a little bit of trouble for this because I want those lines as fine as can be so that detail really pops. My little, let's pull here, and then let's get some of my flowers out. And you can see I'm just kind of moving it around and getting those things to fall out, all the little fallouts. I haven't used my tweezers yet to pop them out, and that is what the precision base plate does. It takes away that frustration and the aggravation of when you have really intricate dies. How the heck do you get all those little bits and pieces out without driving yourself a little bit crazy? You don't want to spend an hour getting out all the little bits and pieces. You want to spend an hour making something. And then the big one here. So super cute. Yeah. So then all my trash, I can just throw that away. And then I've got my, let's get a bigger piece. Well, I have a larger piece so you can see them side by side. So two totally different color combinations. But absolutely darling, I didn't get over far enough. Okay, so I didn't get over far enough. What am I going to do there? Well, I could come in and just add a little bit of color. Just a little bit. Water that down really good. And just kind of randomly hit it with some color so it still has that. There we go. So what do you think? Really cute, right? And easy to do. When you're talking about dies that have super fine lines that can be difficult coloring, you don't want to put your die that's been cut down on your table and then try and take your blending tool and try and blend over it, because these little lines Oh no, you're just going to break them. But you don't want to just have it one color. Maybe not all the time. Maybe you want to add the color to it. So you're going to want to color before you die cut. And just be random in your color. It is only white paper. That's all we've worked with so far. White paper and some Tombow markers. So easy to do. All right, I'm going to wipe this up. And we are going to move on. Did I keep the stamp set here? Yes. Okay. So I had also mentioned that you can stamp with Tombow markers, and this is the stamp set that goes with it. So maybe you're not a die cutter at all. Maybe you are just a stamper. This is this month's collection of sentiment stamps. You know what I'm going to use? Well, no, because I'm going to go straight to it. And what do they say? So I've got several stamps on here. And the first one is, let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, we made a wish and here you are. A grandchild may outgrow your lap, but not your heart. Baby mine. I never knew how much I loved your father until I saw how much he loved you. You, my grandchild, can choose to be anything you want. I hope you choose to be kind, honest, sincere, oh, I can't read, caring, strong, and loving. So the grandkids ones was not my idea. There was a customer, online customer, one of you out there who said, Stacey, I searched so hard for something for grandparents to say to their grandchildren, and there's just nothing out there. I want you to know I listened to what you said, and I put some of them on here because grandparents matter too, and they want to make cards for their grandkids. So for this child, I have prayed. I love a grandchild may outgrow your lap, but not your heart. I think that's wonderful. And I love the let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore. So these are the stamp sets. But what was I talking about with Tombow? Oh, I didn't grab a block. Tombow markers will actually, I don't have a, well, we'll just stamp with it anyway. Tombow markers let you color straight to the image. So you can take that tip and go straight over your image. Ideally, you have a stamp block. I wonder if I have one in my kit. Nope. And you can go straight to. Now, anytime you're stamping and you get your stamps for the first time, you either want to wash them off in the sink with a little bit of dishwashing detergent, or you can do something called stamping off. And stamping off means that you stamp with the image several times just to get rid of the residue. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. No block. Ah, see, that's what happens when you don't use the right tools. I need a block to stamp. Let's see if I can ink it one more time and try and stamp off again. So a block is a clear piece of plastic that allows you to get good pressure. Nope, I need a block. All right, well, but you can stamp with your Tombow markers. I need to make a note. Oh, I wonder if I use... Ha. Okay, so I made a block out of my cutting pad. Ha, 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 ha. Let's get some ink on there just so I can see if I can stamp off and get it ready to go. So I made a block out of my Sizzix cutting pad. Where there is a will, there is a way. And then I just put my finger on that U. Where there is a will, there is a way. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Oh, I'm getting there. Look at the difference. Okay, this is when you try to do it by hand, and look at how much better it is when I do it with a block. And if I came back and I did it one more time, my guess is it would even be better because I'm stamping off whatever residue is on the stamp that comes when it is done in manufacturing. So right tools for the right job. However, if in need, improvise. Right now it's only paper. Let's see if I do even better. And then I'll move on. I won't come back with the Tombow markers because we've got to move on. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Oh, I'm getting there. Getting there. A block. Improvise when necessary. Okay, so let's move on because I have got to show you the hot foil plates. And the hot foil plate I'm going to start with, oh, but this one's so stinking cute. Oh, my rubber ducky. So cute and can be done exactly the way we did this. Only, I suppose if you wanted to, let's do the rubber ducky super fast. I suppose if you wanted to, you could be very specific about where you place your color. So I'm going to leave my rubber ducky right there. And I'm going to start with my yellow and get some water on it. Make a paint. And kind of keep my, oh, I went really dark. Let's see if I can lighten that up just a little bit. So I know my rubber ducky is kind of in a shape here. So I know that his body is here, body here and head up here, but my flowers are over in this area. So a little bit of yellow for my rubber ducky. And then I'll come back in with my red and just scribble, scribble, scribble. Water, water, water. Get some water there. And maybe blend my red a little bit and get some oranges going. Maybe a little red down here. And let's see what we got. A little bit more yellow. Okay, let's see if I've got enough to do them. Oh, a little bit more at the top. A little bit more yellow at the top. Well, I'm gonna say we're gonna go with it. So it kind of looks like a hot mess, but I kind of figured out where my rubber ducky was and where the flowers are. Okay, so let's cut him. So I was a little bit more specific with my color where I placed it, but I was still pretty messy and haphazard with it. Wipe down my work area. Bring over my big shot. Move my markers out of the way. Precision base plate, absolutely. Because my rubber ducky is very fine and very intricate. So my kids had a little rubber ducky that was very similar to this with the flowers. It was a little ceramic rubber ducky and the flowers were in blue. I mean, just a little thing that sat on their dresser. I don't know, maybe, I think everybody had the baby shoes, the little dipped baby shoes and the rubber ducky, but it just brought back really great memories of my kids when they were little, and made my heart happy going through some of those pictures. that we were able to salvage from the fire. So turn it over. Is that gonna come out? Okay, let's move it over. And let's pull gently. Tweezers. And you'll see what I mean by delicate. Almost everything popped out without any problem. Oh, I hear the staff coming in. It's time. Gentle, gentle, gentle. All right. And there's our rubber ducky. Oh, still got this last little piece to get out. Really fine lines coming out. Precision base plate is a must. A little bit out of that flower. All right. So again, kind of specific about where I placed my color so that my rubber ducky look at how cute it is. Oh my gosh. And he's more yellow over here. My flowers are red, but it came out of a super hot mess piece of paper. Super cute, right? Okay, I had to use him. Now let me move on so we can hot foil. Clean up my mess. And move on. So I'm going to pull out the gold press and foil machine, and it's sitting right here. This is our gold press and foil machine. I need to let you know that while this is very, very simple to use, if you are not willing to take about an hour out of your life to figure out how to use it best with your die cutting machine, this is not a purchase for you. If you already have one, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. This machine is the same no matter who buys it, whether I purchase it or you purchase it or the girl down the street or the guy down the street. This is not the variable in foiling. What is the variable? Your die cutting machine. Everybody's die cutting machine is different. Even if it's the same brand, it's different. Do you use your die cutting machine all the time and roll, roll, roll? Do you pull your die cutting machine out once every so often? Did you just buy your die cutting machine? Have you had it for 20 years? What is it that you do with your machine? Is it a Sizzix, Big Shot, or Big Kick, because those are the same machines? Is it a Vagabond? Is it a Spellbinder machine? Is it a Cuttlebug machine? Every machine is slightly different where their rollers are and what that sweet spot is. So my machine upstairs is different than the machines I have down in the store. I use this less frequently, only for the YouTubes, versus the machines we use for our in-store make and takes, which get used a lot. So you have to be patient for about an hour or so figuring out what's the right shim to make your Go Press and Foil work with your die cutting machine. It's not the Go Press and Foil that's different, it's the die cutting machine that is different. So I'm going to bring over my stars. And this is what a hot foil plate looks like. This is what the packaging is. You can see that the packaging, the plate on the packaging to show you the design is very small and comparative of what you actually receive. So when you're looking at hot foil, sometimes you need to turn it over because I can't get this whole thing onto my packaging. Turn it over to see what you're actually buying. This is a full A2 size hot foil plate, and it is different than a die. First off, it's much thicker. There is no cutting edges on here at all. It's not going to cut anything, but I did make a die to go with it and a stamp set to go with it. It is going to hot foil beautifully. So this is my Go Press Some Foil machine. And first things first, when you get it and you plug it in, it's going to have this red light to show that you've plugged it in. That does not mean you've turned it on. You have to press your button. And when you press your button, it will start blinking red. When it goes to green, that means it's hot enough. Now there's nothing in here so far. And this is what pulls out and goes through your die cutting machine, your Cuttlebug, your Spellbinders, your Sizzix. This is what goes through your die cutting machine. No extra plates. It's gonna go through just fine. I need it to heat up. See, now it's blinking red. It's saying, oh, you took the heat away from me. I'm starting to cool off. I'm not hot enough to foil again. If you open it up, this is a non-stick surface, so your foil's not gonna stick to it, nothing. It's going to be just fine. I could lay a piece of foil. I could lay a piece of foil on it. Anybody seen my scissors? Oh, found them, thanks. Appreciate it. I could lay a piece of foil on it and leave it. And it's not gonna melt at all. I could leave it there for quite some, ever actually. And it's not going to melt. Every time you pull this out, it's going to start cooling down. It's just like opening your oven when you're baking something. Every time you open that oven, the heat escapes and your oven starts to cool down. So you gotta keep that oven closed if you're wanting to bake. Same thing here. Every time you use this, you're gonna wanna put it right back into the heating element so that it's continuously getting hot. Now, your plate goes face up, the design face up. This is your flat surface that's going to go against your non-stick cutting surface. You're gonna grab a piece of paper and your foil. How does your foil go? Let me cut this down. What way does your foil go? Does your foil go this way against your paper or this way against your paper? Well, if you were making a card and the card was facing you just like this, what color would you want to see if you pulled this back? Would you want to see that pretty gold or the yucky silver? You want to see the pretty gold. So the pretty side is always facing you. If you're looking at a card, if this is you holding your card, looking right at it, you want that pretty foil facing you. And then you put it down against your hot foil plate. Now this is where practicing and playing comes in. I know my Big Shot machine uses a double shim. It uses a 100-pound piece of paper folded in half. So I just grabbed a piece of my 100-pound cardstock, my Simply Defined 100-pound cardstock, and put it down. Your machine may not require any shim. Your machine may require one shim. It just depends, and that's where that hour out of your life to play with it comes in handy, because the very first time you use this machine and it does exactly what it says it's gonna do, and you pull that foil back and it's beautiful, it is just a happy moment. It's truly magical, because you've made something that looks like I don't want to say store-bought, but it's got that richness, that foil that you just can't get anywhere else. And it is stunning. Now my light is blinking red. That's telling me that my machine is not hot enough to send it through. Most people do not let their machines get hot enough They don't give the foil enough chance to heat up. It has to get through that thick plate. It has to get through the paper. It has to get through the foil. It even has to get through the shim to make sure that it's hot enough to transfer, because we're not die cutting, we're transferring, and that's completely and totally different. When I pull this out and I send it through my machine, it's going to transfer that foil from the plate onto the paper, not die cut. It says it's green. It says it's good to go. I always like to give it an extra, but a few extra seconds. The beautiful thing is with your machine, you get 2 rolls of foil. You get their tweezers, which are nice because the tweezers are not like typical tweezers. They're meant to pick up. So if this was hot, it picks up. And then when you want to cool it, you drop it. And when you want to pick it up, you pick it up. Kind of nice on those tweezers. You get a silicone mat so you don't ruin your table with anything hot. See, it says it's green. I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to pull it out. So let me show you. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to set that over there, and I'm going to bring my Big Shot back over. Now, we have to slow our roll. We can't go so fast because we're not die cutting, we're transferring. So pick your favorite song. You know, the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Okay, now I need to bring it back. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. People say that in the medical profession, they have to, when they wash their hands, they sing happy birthday twice. Do that. Just slow yourself down because you've got to give it enough time and enough pressure to transfer. So I'm going to bring this on over. I'm going to plug this back in right away because I want it to continue to get hot. The longer it stays out off the heating element, the more it cools down. And if I want to do another one right away, I want to make sure that it's continually getting hot. And it has its blinking light saying, no, it's not ready yet. This is a simple machine to use. It doesn't have too many bells and too many whistles going on. It gives you what you need in a way that you can understand. Now, if I pull this back, let's see what I get. And I am foiled. Right? Pretty cool. And I have this piece left over, which in, I think YouTube 266 or 269, I show you how to get this off and use this as well. This is a whole nother card. I show you how to take the negative and then pull this so that when you're all done, this is clear. There's no foil left on it at all. So you get the positive and, well, the positive and the negative. You want to learn how to do both of those. And the foil, Ozzy Andrew from Couture Creations has kept the foil very, very inexpensive for you. You get 15 feet of foil for $2.80, which nobody can touch that price. Absolutely nobody. So now that I've foiled, what do I want to do with it? Do I just want to leave it as a foil? Well, maybe, or maybe I want to take it and I'm going to go ahead and color it. What do you mean color it? Well, while I'm doing that, I'm going to do another one, just so this one can be heating up. And these are the little tabs that Ozzy Andrew sells, the little foil tabs to keep your rolls closed. They're a little Post-it note tab. They're the same ones you get from Post-it or 3M. I would just say that if you're gonna buy them, they come in a cute little pack like this, and it looks pretty much like the ones that Post-it note sells. If you're gonna buy them, it's nice to buy them from Ozzy Andrew. Post-it note is making plenty of money. They're doing fine all by themselves, but a manufacturer in the crafting industry always appreciates and support your support. So my paper against. I'm going to bring this right over. I'm going to put it right back down. Close it up. And I'm going to let it sit there while I work on this one. So what am I going to do with this now? Now I'm going to take it and make it a little bit more than what it was. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to take my Tombow markers once again. Add some color to it. I've got a little bit of yellow going on there. Grab my wet wipey. Add some color. Water. Get it diluted down to the color that I want. And then I'm going to go, oh, I might even want it lighter than that. And then I'm going to go right over the top of my foil. And I'm going to change that white paper. And then blot it down. And then I'm going to add some blue. So you don't have to keep your paper white or black. Whatever color is underneath. You can use pigment-based inks to do something like this. White paper is the easiest because you can take your Tombow markers or, gosh, maybe your Tim Holtz markers and get them wet and do it with water. Oh yeah, that's a super light blue. And maybe darken my blue as I'm going down. I think I'm going to do it really kind of dark down towards the bottom. And now I've added color. Oh, right? Changes the whole look of it. Oh my gosh, and how easy was that? I just made a wash because the foil is a resist. The foil is non-porous, so when you put your color over it, it doesn't go on top of the foil, it resists the color and just fills in your little white areas that are left behind. So easy to do. Then you can trim it out and start building your card around it, or your tags, or your layouts, or you can match your pictures on this, or you can tear this and use this in mixed media or altered art, or whatever you're doing. But how simple was that? Easy peasy. The foil is a resist to the water and the ink. And it changes the whole look. Here, let me pull this one out because this one's definitely hot by now. It's been sitting in there. It says it's green. So I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to bring my Big Shot right back over. We're going to sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Then we'll go back. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I'm going to bring my machine right back on over, slide it in, just so it keeps getting warm. Oh, slide in, baby. Pull off my top. Take this, put that there. Slide it in so it keeps getting warm, move it over. And then let's see what we've got. Oh, that looks so good. But it depends. Which one do you like better? Do you like it colored? Do you like it white? It's up to you. You have options. Trim it out. And of course I have a die that does the same thing. For those of you who do not have a Go Press and Foil machine, I made a die and a stamp set that coordinates, that matches this. So if you don't have a Go Press and Foil machine, you can't necessarily foil, but you can glitter with them. I've got the die and the stamp, but which one do you like better? Are you liking the gold all by itself? Are you liking the color? Really easy to do, and I'm left with this piece that then I can transfer. Just so pretty. Take my purple get it wet a little bit. Just give a quick wash. You don't want to go back and forth and back and forth. You just want to get a quick wash on there. A quick wash of color. And then my blue. More water. And then paper towel, dab it off. Super cute. So you can take white paper in your foil and do so much more with it. But before I wrap up, I want to show you one other thing. I want to show you a different type of foil. Can you see how clear that is? This is a transparent foil. It doesn't have that yucky silver on the back. So you have to know which way you're going when you use a transparent foil. And what do I use a transparent foil on? Black paper. You can use the gold and the silver without any problem on any color paper. You can use any of the opaque foils, but this is a transparent foil. And when you put it onto black paper, it's beautiful. But when you put it onto white paper, you're really not going to see it because it's not opaque. It is transparent. And I don't want you to get a roll of transparent foil and think because there's no silver on the back that there's something wrong with that foil. You've just bought a foil that is beautifully transparent. So let's bring this one right back over. Let's lay it against. That also means, though, you do have to remember which side is which. Lay it right back on top. Let's give it a second to heat up. So it says it's green now, but I promise, oh, see, it already went back to red. It's already telling you, oh, you've added things to me. I'm not hot enough to do this anymore. I need you to let me heat again. Now, can you use the Spellbinder glimmer plates in this? Absolutely. Can you use, I understand that Crafter's Companion has come out with some foiling plates. Can you use those? Yes, absolutely. You're not limited as to what foiling plates you can use in this machine. No, it's a user-friendly machine, just like your Big Shot is. You don't have to just use Sizzix dies in your Sizzix Big Shot machine. Heavens no, it's a user-friendly die cutting machine. They want you to have their machine because you can use everything in it. You're not limited, and that's an important thing when paying for a tool, when you're buying a tool, which is what this is. This is definitely a tool. It says it's green. Do we want to trust it? I always like to give an extra minute or two, but let's go ahead. Oh, see it. I knew better. It says it's red. Let's give it just a second and see what happens. The longer you keep it in, the better it is. The more you have, oh, and there it's green. It doesn't take long. As long as you keep the base in getting hot all the time, it doesn't take much time for it to tell you that it's good to go. Now let's roll through and see what we get. I hear my markers over there. And then let's roll back. And you see I'm slowing my roll. I'm not going so fast because we're not die cutting, we're transferring. All right, let's pull it out and let's see what we get. I'm going to take this out right away. I'm going to go ahead and put this right back into my heating element. Right back in. And let's see when we pull. Perfect. Look at how pretty is that. It's subtle and elegant. It's got the iridescence to it, but it's not bam in your face. And I pulled this one because, and what's it called? It is called Pearl Foil. It's pearl foil because it is subtle, and this could be used for a guy, this could be used for a birthday, this could be used for graduation, this could be used for anything. And it just adds that little beautiful element. And it's totally different than this look. Completely different. But again, same foil plate, just different foils and different colored cardstock. Which do you like better? You have options. All right, so we talked about the Tombow markers, and we talked about making super cute things with them. Love, love, love. Oh, I've made a mess. Just with white paper, being able to take and scribble on white paper, add some water, and then die cut out. So cute. So Tombow markers, this is an exclusive set to us. You can buy these colors open stock, but apparently I go to the same colors a lot, so we put together a kit that's just exclusive for Scrapbooking Made Simple. They generally retail for $26.99 is what the set is. Scrapbooking Made Simple always has a value buy on them. They're always at a much lower price than that. So these will definitely be on a YouTube Yummy, absolutely. And it has all the colors that I tend to use all the time. Then let me show you the storyboards. So let's start here. So we have the dress and the rubber ducky that I used a little earlier. Here's the storyboards to go with them. So you have it's a boy, it's a girl, and congratulations are the words that you get with your rubber ducky. And sugar and spice and everything nice comes with your dress. That is part of the I Want It All collection. There's 6 dies that make up the I Want It All collection. The dies are $13.99 each, unless you buy them in the bundle of 6, and then they come down to $9.99 each. So you've got the onesie. Now I put the frame on the onesie because I'll show you that the girls made little girl onesies. The SMS design team made little girl onesies, but I wanted something for the little boy. And then we've got Dad holding the baby, which is where the sentiment came in. I never knew how much I loved your father until I saw how much he loved you. So baby mine is included, and you've got daughter, son, and you've got the word grand. Those are part of the I Want It All collection. So they're $9.99 each if you buy them in the I Want It All, or $13.99 if you buy them separately. And then the last 2 that are part of the I Want It All collection. We've got the house. So it's got the house, it's got the tree, it's got the little trees, but most importantly, it's got the tiny little stork delivering the baby. I wanted that stork on my front lawn so desperately when I had my kids. I don't know why. And then we have our little baby lying down. And here you have Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, do you know how loved you are, as part of the words. And that's his baby blanket that he lays on. So this is all part of, so you can use the house and the trees all by themselves. You don't have to use them with the stork at all. These are all part of the I Want It All collection. Those are the 6 dies that make up the I Want It All collection. Then I have 2 contour dies, which means that they are larger. This is a full A2 size card. And again, you've got the frame is separate from the balloons and the baby carriage. And it also has a die that will cut out the mat. So you can just use this piece all by itself. You can use the baby carriage by itself. You can use the balloons by itself, or you can put it all together. Now this one you're going to have to see a card made with it, because when you see the card made with it, I think you're going to go, oh, how cute. I hope you go, how cute. But this is a piecing. This is a paper piecing to be put together, and you'll see. It's just darling. Do we have a, oh, see, we have a picture of it. There we go. A picture of it on the back. Isn't that so cute? Okay. Woo. Then we have my sentiments. And again, let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore. I never knew how much I loved your father until I saw how much he loved you. For this child I have prayed, baby mine, twinkle, twinkle, little star. We made a wish and here you are. A grandchild may outgrow your lap, but not your heart. And you, my grandchild, can be anything you, I need to be able to turn around. I can't read upside down. You, my grandchild, can choose to be anything you want. I hope you choose to be kind, honest, sincere, caring, strong, and loving. So all of those sentiments, $9.99. It's a 5x7 stamp set for $9.99. Then we get into the foils. So with the foil, I have the die cut. So if you don't have a Go Press and Foil machine, that's okay. Here's the stars just as a die cut. Here's the stars that I was using in the Go Press and Foil. And here they are. Here it is, the Go Press and Foil, positive, negative, and the die cut. Super cute. And yes, you get the frame. So the frame lets you cut out your foil as well. So if you have the Go Press and Foil, you may want to get the die as well, because it does come with that outer frame as a separate die so that you can just cut yours right out. So my stars, which I think are pretty universal and can be used for a lot of things. Then we have the stamp for the stars. The stamp, which when it's glittered looks amazing. And our next foil plate, which says, mothers hold their children's hands for a short while, but their hearts forever. And that is a foil plate. And then of course we have the die and the stamp that match. That way if you have a Go Press and Foil, you can get all three and get the benefit of having the whole complete set. But if you don't have a Go Press and Foil, you're not left out. There's the sentiment in a die. And there it is in the stamp set. All right, now samples. Let's start with Sharon. Here is Sharon's rubber ducky. Super cute, right? And here is Sharon's little dress. And Sharon's onesie, little boy onesie. And her mother's sentiment. Doesn't that make a beautiful card? Oh my gosh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful work, Sharon. Then we have, oh, these are mine. I threw these together. Well, I did the painting on them. So these are mine. I didn't do the finished samples. Doris and Claire did, but I did the painting on the ducky. So these are mine. And then Aren't they just darling? Love, 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 love the Ducky. Well, I love them all. I can't help myself. And then we have Michelle. Oh, and they're telling me to open them. Okay. Got it. So here's Michelle's onesie, and she made a flip card out of it. Oop. Baby mine. Wouldn't that be the cutest little tag on gift bags? So this is Michelle. And here we have Michelle. No, nothing inside that one. And remember I told you they made little girl onesies with the frame that goes to the boy onesie. You can cut it and just add the right paper and add the right little embellishments and you've got a little girl. Oh, isn't that so cute? This is Michelle. And then we have Claire. And she heat embossed from the stamp set. She stamped this and then threw embossing powder and did a heat emboss for the mother's love. And then here she took the different elements from the different sets and made the cutest little baby card. So this is from the house, and this is from the little boy's onesie, and this is from the carriage, and this is from the contour die that is a paper piecing. And here she's done the house with the little stork delivering the baby. This is Claire. Yes, Claire. And here we have the dress. And another house. Now you could, here she's done it with the stork delivering. If you got rid of the stork and it was somebody who just moved into a home, welcome to your new home, congratulations. But she added the stork. And here she didn't use the carriage or the balloons at all. She just used the frame that goes with the carriage and the balloons. And let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore. She just used the frame. That's a beautiful card, Claire. Okay, then we have Belinda. And here Belinda did hers. Did you? Yep, she did the same thing. Only she put hers on foam. She die cut out the baby onesie. She put paper on top of my adhesive foam and she die cut the whole thing. So the whole entire die cut is on a piece of foam to give it the dimension. This is Belinda. And of course it wouldn't be Belinda if we didn't have the cutest little banner. Look at how cute is that? All done with the onesie, the frame. Belinda, this is just darling. And then we've got mothers hold their hands in a beautiful frame with the dress below. This is Belinda, and she's got the die cut sentiment. Mothers hold their children's hands for a short while, but their hearts forever. And then this is Belinda. Oh, I gotta open it up too. Belinda, really? So again, she made a little girl onesie just by adding a little ruffle, cute little buttons, and then, oh, bam! Then she put the stars inside. Well done. Let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore. That's Belinda. And here she did a shaker card out of the onesie. Apparently I have to open up this one too. And, oh, bam, for this child I have prayed. For this child I have prayed can be used for any child at any age, because sometimes that's just the right sentiment. And then she did a gorgeous girl. Super cute. Do I have to open it? No, okay. And then last but not least for Belinda. Look at how beautiful that dress is. She did it out of glitter. Oh my goodness gracious, that is gorgeous. What a cute Christmas card. That's how I would make that. That's just darling. It says congratulations on top. It's beautiful. Then we have Elena. And I have to open this one. It's a girl. Congratulations. Just simple and easy. And then Elena again. More on a boy card for a little boy. And then you've got the baby sleeping. Oh, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And then you open. Do you know how loved you are? And then a shaker. Oh, she used the baby. She used the baby sleeping, the outline to do a shaker. Oh, Elena, very smart. And then you've got the stars on the background. Oh my goodness gracious, very smart. And the baby mine, so cute. Really smart, Elena. And then Elena put together this piece out of, this is the die that has the carriage, but she didn't use the carriage or the balloons, and then the house that has the storks. And it's on a little easel so it stands up. So pretty. And then her whimsical pot holder trivet with Shirley Temple in the dress on a wobble. This is Elena. Is that so cute? And then last, she did baby mine. So she took out the sentiment here, which is the mother sentiment, and put in the carriage. She used the foil as a frame. All right, last but not least is Doris. Let me bring Doris's down. And here you have Doris. She's telling me to open it. All in glitter. And the baby carriage. She used some of the stars that are fallouts from the die with the stars. This is Doris. All right, here is a finished card of the one I was telling you about. The contour that has all those pieces. This is Doris and her finished card. Beautiful, right? So you get all the pieces. You could make the train as long as you want. You get 3 different animals to fit inside. You've got the giraffe riding the bicycle. You've got different labels. I put everything I could in this set. If there was room, we added it. But how cute is that? And then she heat embossed. She stamped with the stars and did a heat emboss. And here you have It's a Boy. And then the last one you have is mothers hold their children's hands for a short while. How beautiful is that? What mother wouldn't love to get this? Oh my goodness gracious. That's like guaranteed tears. All right, you guys, I'm gonna tilt on up. I'm gonna say I know it was long, but it's me. It is. I hope you have enjoyed the next collection of Simply Defined, the November collection. Where are you going to find the November collection of Simply Defined and those Tombow markers in the Scrapbooking Made Simple set, and the foils and the you're going to find it at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. So come visit us in store if you can, and come do the free make and take on a Saturday. I would love, love, love to see you. Trust me, I really get very excited and extremely humble when I mean, it's just, it's so humbling for us when somebody comes in from wherever, if they've traveled a far distance or they came in from San Diego. God bless your pea picking hearts for coming to see us. We appreciate it. We're honored by you when you come into the store, truly. So if you can get here, and if not, then come visit us online. All right, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It's me, Stacey. I will see you next week. And keep your fingers crossed for the manufacturer that I'm meeting with. Fingers and toes crossed, all right? Bye, everybody.